Alright, now it's time for us to level up. This is going to require a lot of your attention. I'm going to show you a couple of things in quick succession, alright, because now you have sculpted. Okay, you've gotten to a point where you've sculpted something, you have a face, you have some forms, you've run into some anatomy problems, you've fixed your anatomy problems. So what do you do now? Now, the biggest problem I'm looking at is the fact that those eyes don't have an eyeball. And if I was working in traditional clay, you just stick a round ball in there, or marble or something like that, and you're good to go. You just build the eye around that. The eyelids, all that. How do you do that inside a ZBrush? Alright, this is where we're going to start getting serious. You've had the fun part. This is fun, but this is going to demand some mental power. So first thing you're going to do is insert a sphere. And what do you know? They've got a brush just for you. Insert sphere. Hopefully it's actually selected. Insert sphere. Okay, and we get an error. It says you've got multiple subdivision levels. Okay, so that's a problem, because we're inserting an object into an object that already has all this history to it. So you basically have to go to geometry, and you have to delete history. And that might be a problem, because do you lower the subdivision level? Where do you delete history? Do you delete it all the way here? Okay. Your best bet is to go somewhere in between, because, especially at this early stage, I don't care, because chances are you don't need as many polygons as you do. Now, if you do this and you look and you're like, oh, I just lost everything, then alright, fine. Do it at the highest subdivision level, but I'm just going to give you one level of encouragement. And I'm going to delete higher and delete lower. I've deleted higher and I've deleted lower. No more subdivision levels. So that's obstacle number 1 that I showed you. That's going to be an obstacle in your learning. Okay, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to drag this out again. Alright, that's a better size. I can't see it, but it's a better size. But something's happened here. You see how part of the model is dark and the other part is light. The part that's dark is masked. The part that's light is not masked. So that means you can work on one part and protect the other part. So what we want to do is we want to flip this around. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go to geometry. We're going to go to tool, masking, and we're going to say inverse. Pretty cool, huh? Tool, masking, inverse. And then we're going to go back to our clay build-up brush. And we're just going to build up that lower eyelid. Okay, and you can be using clay buildup, you can be using clay, you can be using the move brush. Okay, let's check my depth. Something's up. Alright, just smoothing that out. Cool. Clay buildup to just kind of get us up there. Okay, and now you can see we've started to build this up. Now, it's not as much as I would like, so I'm going to switch to Move and press Alt. But what it did do is it established the correct shape for me. And now I can come here to that upper eyelid and really shape that around the eyeball much more specifically. Okay, come in, say smooth some of that out, move that out, and we're starting to get somewhere. Damien standard brush, and I'll just let it do its normal thing to push in, and then I'll press Alt and pull out, and Alt and pull out. And then let's clear the mask by pressing Tool, Masking, Clear, and let's divide the model. And now it's starting to get, it's still loose, okay? It's still rough. I'm leaving it that way. You're seeing the process, but you know, we're 5 minutes into this, okay? Working with clay can get a lot looser than that, you know? So now, how do you fix up all these guys? Right? How do you get these guys to kind of be a little bit cleaner, to get the form, so you get that portion of the lower eyelid that hugs the eyeball, and then that portion which connects to the bone, and the margin, the suborbital margin, infraorbital margin. I was just losing my language there. And how do we get a little bit more clarity in terms of what are the actual structure of that eyelid? And how do we get this to kind of flow correctly? That's what we need to be talking about next. So, do the eye, work with masks, work with the geometry subdivision levels, all right, and just get a little bit of sculpting. And then in the next section, I'll show you how to make it even better.